Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. A little bit later in the day, I traded this morning. I got myself to green, and then I headed off to play some pickleball, and just got back home. So, gonna do the recap here for you guys. Still get it in by the end of the day, so you guys can see the trades that I took today. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, I do these every single day. I also live stream every single day, completely free, so you guys can check me out right here on YouTube. Just hit that notification bell, and you will know when I go live. I try to be live 15 minutes before market open, and I would say I get that about 99% of the time. But I actually overslept this morning, so I literally didn't sit until my computer. I literally woke up at 8:13. I sat at my computer at 8:20, loaded up the stream, had 10 minutes before market open, and then got myself to trading, which I think it might have affected a little bit on how I started, but I'll show you guys those trades. But overall on the day, I am green $1,000, so another $1,000, get myself to a nice comfortable day, and then go enjoy the rest of my day. And like the thumbnail says, I'm living the dream. So $1,000 today, $1,000 on Friday, $1,000 on Thursday, so that's 3 days back to back, four-figure days. So pretty good March month so far. Alright, so I did take a small cap penny stock trade today, and that was EUDA, and this was kind of a longer time frame type of play, and I'll explain it here in a second. As a matter of fact, I can probably cover that one first, as it was a pretty quick, not pretty quick, pretty small loss, so just $80 red trade. And so the plan with this one was, if you guys see my daily, I've gone and already moved my camera out the way. So on my daily, you guys see this pivot here at 291, and then you see the all-time high right there at 339, which was this day, 340. So we had that pivot there from yesterday's high of day, which was Friday. Not yesterday. Today is a Monday. And so this stock kind of popped up. It was kind of going parabolic this morning, and then it kind of popped down, and then it hit lows. I held lows this whole time, and then it started making higher highs. And at this point, we broke that daily level, that 291, and then as soon as it started pulling back, I actually added in here at like 295. My first entry was like 295, and then I added down here on this pullback. So I think my cost basis was pretty good, like 290s, low 290s. And then it was 500 at the first time, and then 500 the second time. I was kind of looking at first to have a stop somewhere down here. So if this thing really lost that 291 level, then I'd stop out. But I was looking for this 291 level daily level support there to turn to resistance, to turn to support, and I was looking for the move up to that 330. So I had an obvious target on the daily, which is what I was looking for, and then start scaling off there and see if we go 350, 360, $4 or something like that. But unfortunately, this play did not work. I was in it pretty low, like I said. So like up in these wicks, I was up about $100, so 1,000 shares, so $150, something like that. So low 295 entries to 210. That right there is like 15 cents, so about $150. So if this would have gone up to 3-4 and then past that, that would have been a $400 or $500 trade. And then the one thing I did do is, as soon as 291 started holding here and it making higher highs, I ended up moving my stop like just below 291, so right there. So the second this thing flushed, I instantly got stopped out right there. So I only lost $80. $80, what could have been a $400 trade winner. That's a good risk to return trade, so I decided to keep it anyways. And you can see this thing tried popping up several times, reclaiming that 291, and then boom, and then 291 holds, and then boom, right back to 291. Kind of $3 here as well, so psychological whole number. But that was a small loss red trade there. So back to Tesla. Now, like I said earlier, I did wake up a little bit. That's not today. I was like, something's wrong with that. That's also not today. That's also not today. Let me see. I was like, that does not look right. This looks right. Like I said, I woke up a little bit late today. I had a long weekend waiting to go to, so I was exhausted. But coming into today, I actually took 2 red trades, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here, and got myself down instantly. The usual Juan trades. I got myself down, like $750 red, and that was both of these. So what exactly happened? Let me see. So overall market this morning, and I have to say this, It was one of the slowest, choppiest mornings I have ever seen. Like, look at Tesla here, 500,000, 800,000. Oh, that's okay, 700,000. But like some of these candles here were just moving so slow that I could not tell what the stock was doing. I think I tried two longs, so I tried the long there, or tried the long here, but I got a little bit of a high fill, 67.36. So I was up here somewhere at 67.36, trying to get the push through VWAP, and ended up flushing down on me. So I stopped out that first trade. I don't know how much I lost, 300, 400 bucks, and then it just didn't seem like. I think just the overall market this morning, it just didn't seem aggressive. And so that's why, since I didn't see any acceleration here, I didn't see any big tape speed up or anything like that. Here, I tried another bounce, and I took this bounce at 166.80s. So again, kind of a high fill here, and then this thing once again flushed down on me to a new low of day. And at that point, I was already down 750 bucks in the first 10 minutes of market open. So I might have rushed it. I don't know if I just didn't plan enough, or just bad unlucky trades. Now even after that sell off there, volume didn't increase like crazy. Like, look at this, hits a new low, consolidates one candle, and then goes two more. But that volume kind of, even as it's breaking lows, it just never really increased. You can see this one finally did, but then this one even lower volume there. So it was kind of choppy, very hard to read. And then at this point, I tried logging some. I think made a pretty break-even trade. Once this thing retraced over VWAP, the one thing I am proud of today is because I learned my lesson that this happened to me like 3 or 4 times last week, maybe 2 or 3 times, is a lot of the times, not necessarily just VWAP, but when I see a big move, I try to scale in and scale in and scale in and scale in to try to get a good share size, a good average, and then finally catch that pullback, that dump or something like that. And I kept doing that where in places where I was like, yeah, this is going to turn around right here, this is going to turn around right here. Oh, sorry. And most of them were as it's crossing VWAP, because it had already made kind of a nice move off the lows. And here usually I would take 200 shares, 200 shares, 200 shares, and maybe finally have like about 1,000 share position on Tesla short here, and then try to catch the big move down. But a lot of the times I was in too early, and so I took 200, 200, 200, 200. So then my whole position would be around here, and it just would keep squeezing and squeezing. So what I did today is I said, I am not touching this. I'm not going to try to short this thing. For one, if I look at the daily, this thing is already pretty beaten down. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in a row. So I was like, I'm not going to keep touching this. This thing just tried selling off. Volume didn't accelerate. Maybe with the whole bank stuff, we get a huge red day here again in the overall market. But I was like, I'm not going to touch this. So I kind of let this thing settle. And then saw kind of small stuff here, tried to take a short there, back on down. Once I saw this, kind of a little bit of pivot there. Let me see what I was looking at on the 5. That was this scanner right here. You can see that's a clean stick there on the 5. Nice little pullback on the 5. Took those ads there, and looks like I got a very nice winner all the way up here. Kind of scalped my way in through here. Some of these trades, it was pretty, again, pretty crappy, pretty scalpy, I meant to say. Well, scalpy and crappy, because even though I was down 750 bucks, this thing was not opening up. It was not accelerating. So you guys can see here, this thing tries to break out and then sells off, and then tries to break out from here to there. That's barely higher high, and then sells off, and then from here to there, that's barely higher high. It doesn't pull away. It wasn't squeezing, running volume, And so overall, I wasn't catching a big move either direction. Tried shorting a few of these pops. You see a little trend line there. I also had this trend line here, like that or something like that. So I was looking at this flag here, and just got chopped around overall. I think I ended the stream down when I was 200 bucks, but I do remember the trades that I did end up nailing on this stock. I think I literally didn't take any trades through here. That's when I started getting like breakfast and stuff like that, and then I came back through here. And the bigger trades is, the stock is uptrending, is trying to keep pushing up. This trend line here even is still there, clean touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally breaks it on this pop here. This first one, I ended up being almost a little bit of a small winner, because I added here and then I added there again, and then finally got the move back on down. But the big trade of the day is going to be this move right here, this move right there. And so kind of the same thing, right? I know that I'm on the back end of this stock right here, You guys can see all my entries here. You see I added short there, I added short there again, and then finally got that move back on down, so I did cover that. These are all kind of like scalps, you know, but these are the bigger moves. So this one, the clean trend line break, retest, boom, 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 short, and then as it moves back down, get those low covers down there. It looks like I tried a long here, back on long to the top side, so I longed down there, got that push there, sold it, and then as it's consolidating here, looks like I added more long and try to get the push back on higher to higher days. But now here is where the big trade of the day happened. So it comes back up to its high. It double tops. You know, this thing kind of a triple top there. Attempted it here stuff. So there's a lot of sellers in this 174.50 range. You know, whole dollar, half dollars, 174.50 in the scenario. This is at 49, but I can bump it up 1 penny. So triple top, try to go in here stuff. So this thing pulls back up and stuff. Now I'm still keeping in mind that this has just rallied and grinded for the last, you know, almost 2 hours from 9:45 all the way up to 10:45. So that is 2 hours. This thing was just grind, 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 higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And so here makes the lower low, but then this double tops, and on that double top I was like, you know what, we're still on the backside. It almost still looks like a retest of this uptrend here. And now I got double confirmation, so I'm on the backside of this trend line, and I'm double topping the stock, and we already showed clear rejection, so I ended up full force short there. I don't think I might have taken like 1,000 shares short because I added, and then I might have added again. So it looks like I added 500, and then I added 500 more, but then I covered 200, and then I added 500. So that's right, now I remember. So I added 500, 500. I was in 1,000, and then I covered 200, so I was in 800 shares, and then I added another 500, so I went up to a max position size of 1,300 shares on this trade here with, you know, whatever average that is. You guys can do the math, the 174, 173, and 173.2. So I was adding short pretty much through this area. Looks like my lowest fill was 73.20, kind of just looking for the big drop, and I did have another flat bottom here. So this was my first target right here. So you guys can see, even if I move this out, resistance tried there, got pulled back, resistance kind of chopped around there, but support, support, support. So this was right here, 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, and when I saw this double top right here, I'm kind of looking at this range box. You know, these are things that I don't draw out when I'm trading, but I can kind of visualize them and say, you know, okay, we rejected here, we're going here. We support here, we're going there. So I ended up, this is where I ended up fully adding here, short, 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 and then my final cover or my take profit would start being this 172. But you guys can see on this one, I was trailing it as much as possible. And so I ended up taking, you know, 200, 200, 100, 100, 100, 100, 200. So I got most of this move with, you know, a pretty big chunk size. And so that right there in itself, you know, gave me the big win of the day. I don't know how much I was up before, maybe a couple hundred, so I might have made like 700, 800, maybe I could have made 1,000 on that trade. I'm not quite sure, but overall it was just a nice solid trade that I was like, you know what, yeah, today I'm calling it a day because kind of choppy still action. This was probably one of the cleanest sell-offs all day in the stock, maybe besides this rip here, and I was able to capitalize it on it and catch it. So I was kind of lucky again. It looked like I still was green overall on the day, even though I had started red and went to green this whole session through here. You know, once I got myself to green, I was already green the whole time. So I didn't do a huge red to green day middle of the day. I just kind of added, and then finally the big trade of the day, boom, added to it. So that's kind of my trades today. I know it's a little bit harder when it's later in the day, but I guess at least I show you guys exactly the place where I am jumping in, taking the trade, and capitalizing on it. And you guys can see my actual entries. For those of you guys that are new, like I said, I stream live every day. You guys come hang out on the live streams. You don't have to pay a single penny to me. If you're watching, you threw a donation my way this morning, so thank you, Dan, for that. And just overall in the year, man, this is pretty incredible. I am outperforming what I thought I would do this year. 4 red days all year long is absolutely incredible. So if I keep this up, I would be looking at a very, very nice year, which is hopefully what I keep on doing. So plan on keep on doing. So If you guys like this overall channel, recaps, live streams, you guys hit a thumbs up for me. Appreciate it. Leave some comments down below. Ask me any questions you guys need, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be on time tomorrow, so you guys come on in 8:15, ready to start trading. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys then.